So we had some news come out yesterday that has some pretty big implications for the Packers coming into week 3 and their matchup with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It came out that Mike Evans was suspended after his altercation with Marshawn Lattimore on the Saints on Sunday. If you were watching part of that game, it looked like Lattimore was sort of talking with Brady, maybe talking some trash. Mike Evans said that he may have hit Leonard Fournette as well. So Mike Evans flies in out of nowhere. The play's over. Everything's done. Shoves him to the ground. And so because of that, he was suspended for 1 game, which means with the Packers facing off against the Buccaneers this next week, he would be suspended for the game versus the Packers. He has appealed this decision, so he's trying to get rid of it. And I believe that the appeal is happening today. I don't see why they would, change the suspension or get rid of it, considering they already gave it. It looked like a pretty, unnecessary hit. When the play was over, shoving a guy to the ground, I see why they decided to suspend Mike Evans. So if this is the case, this is pretty big for the Packers defense, considering Tom Brady will be without one of his top weapons. And if we also look at the current situation at wide receiver for the Buccaneers, last week they were without both Chris Godwin and Julio Jones, who are suffering with an injury, and there is still some uncertainty there with those guys as well. So if they lose Mike Evans too, that just means that they have a lot less weapons here in Tampa Bay. They did sign Cole Beasley earlier this morning, so with that Mike Evans news, it looked like they were like, okay, we need to come in, find another option in case Mike Evans can't go. But I want to show you this stat right here that sort of shows the importance of Mike Evans with him being a very talented wide receiver and his effect on Tom Brady. So here we have a stat from ESPN that is Tom Brady with and without Mike Evans on field. So with Mike Evans on field, a 71.6 raw QBR versus off the field 48.5. Tom Brady with Mike Evans, a passer rating of 103.7, without 88.7. Completion percentage with 67 versus 60. Touchdown interception ratio 3.45 versus 3. And then yards per attempt 7.58 versus 6.73. So there's no denying that when you lose one of your top weapons, your stats typically are going to go down. And so Tom Brady probably right now is hoping that Mike Evans wins this appeal. So we will keep an eye on this appeal, see what happens. But this Packers defense, we saw week 1 against a talented Vikings offense that was not so talented last night against the Eagles, played terribly. But week 1 with Justin Jefferson, the Packers were unable to stop him. He had like 180-something receiving yards. And so we'll see what happens this next week, whether Mike Evans plays or doesn't play. Tom Brady, clearly an elite quarterback, and this Packers defense is going to be tested, but it could be a lot different without Mike Evans out there. So just want to come in, share that with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you guys next time.